My name is Zack Brown from the Saudi's Fire Department. Today I'll be going over firefighter safety with your SCBA limitations and showing you a technique to don your SCBA. So, first slide, your limitations of your SCBA. Duration of the working use, limited to the capacity of the cylinder. You can only do so much with what you have in it. It's an air cylinder on your back. Sometimes depending on your department, you'll have a 30-minute bottle, a 45-minute, or a 60-minute. It all depends on the sizes. They all carry a minimum of 30-minute bottles, but with all your work and you're going to be doing in the structure or outside whenever you have it on, you're going to get exhausted and wore out, and you're going to be breathing in more air. It's not going to last 30 minutes. They say it's going to, but it's not. Generally, it weighs 25 pounds. Depending on the size, it might weigh a little bit more. So you got to think 30 minutes with 25 extra pounds on your back and you're moving around. It's going to limit your mobility, places you can go, things you can do, and it's just going to put more strain on your body. You'll need to be more physically fit, more or less, to be able to get more time out of your bottle. It'll make it harder for you to get in smaller places. You might have to take your air pack off and let that go in first before you even go into a confined space. And like I said before, it adds weight. It both increases your flexibility, mobility, so you're not going to be able to move around as much as you used to, on top of all your firefighting gear and everything else. Your face piece can limit your visibility and your peripheral vision. Depending on what brand you have will depend on how much visibility you'll get. Some of them are smaller and more narrow. Some give you a little bit more wider view of it. Just like this is ours are MSAs. You get a little bit more than you would if a Drager, but it's going to be closer up to your face. And depending on what circumstance and conditions you're in, your SCBA mask might fog up on you, and it'll limit your visibility even more than you are in a smoke environment, inhalation environment. It'll also muffle your communication. Luckily for us, with our G1s, we have a mic built into it, so communication might be a problem still, depending on if something malfunctions and you might not have your speaker. But that's starting to become a thing of the past. In your older models, like what we had before, it was a little bit more difficult, and you pretty much have to be right up next to the person yelling for them to understand what you're saying. And whenever you're breathing, you might, if you didn't have the speaker or mic, you're going to have to stop breathing pretty much to talk. You're going to have to hold your breath, because whenever you inhale, it makes a noise. When you exhale, it makes a noise. And it's just going to be another thing going on, because a house fire is not really quiet, as people would think. It's going to be loud, a lot of noise, and then you breathing through that, it's going to just add something else, along with however many people are behind you. Okay, that's it for the limitations. Next, I'll go over here and show you how to don your SCBA. Over with the overhead. Okay, so this is donning your SCBA using the overhead method. I'm sure most of you have done this before in rookie school, and some of you might have never done this. So first you're going to want to, if it's in a case, get it out of the case and lay it out. And you're going to want to put the valve away from you, because this is going to go completely over your head. Then you're going to open your cylinder all the way, turn it on, more or less. Then you're going to bend down wherever you have it set, like I have it right here. Grasp the back plate with both hands, lift that SCBA over your head, and rotate it to where it's going to be on your back in correct position. You're going to slide it down, and then you're going to tighten your straps. You're going to, just like you would if you were to do the coat method. Then you're going to remove your helmet and pull the hood back. You're gonna pretty much just put your hood back over your head and your helmet. And then if you're gonna be going in after you put it on, you're gonna put your regulator on and start breathing air. Or if you're gonna be sitting outside for it, you're just gonna stand there with your mask and be ready to go in at any time. Okay. Now, I'm gonna demonstrate on how it's done. And then we're gonna go down and everybody's gonna get a little turn down now. So right now, say I already had it turned on. I'm gonna take it out. I want to these. And then you're gonna want to do your shoulder straps. Do your waist. And then say if I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna put my mask on and I'm gonna hook up there. You ready to go in? Alright. Now that that's done, let's everybody go on down. Everybody grab an air pack, or we'll get an air pack out. Everybody will get it. Come on.
What do we need for this?
You want to take that
You'll
one
need
down?
a hood and a helmet. If you want to put your jacket on just to simulate a little bit more realistic.
I think it might take a little bit more time if we do it that way.
Oh, are you still filming?
You mentioned going inside. You should never go interior. What I've always been taught. Is that still stand true?
Depending on how the structure is once you arrive on scene. Depends on if you're going to do an offensive or defensive attack.
Never go interior.
For right now. Pretend like this is going to be in the box, and then I can probably set out of the box. Set it up like you would if you get everything on. So remember, you want to set the valve away from you. You want to do it overhead.
I want to loosen the straps up.
Yeah, you want to check your straps. You want to check everything. Check those straps. Not everybody's going to set them all the way out like this is.
Are we going to go on air?
If you want, you can. Just demonstrate you trying to get on. If you don't want to go on there, but still, I want you to get your mask and
What's your code?
shoulder straps. Your waist if you need it. Hood's on. And your helmet. Your helmet helmets on. If you were to go interior after this, you put it up, go on air. Alright, good. Who's next?
Okay.
So they put one in.
That's ready.
Just demonstrate turning it on.
Yeah. That's ready.